All right. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. This is the very first episode of Where You Lead, a Gilmore Girls Countdown podcast. I am Cassie. I'm the mom.
And I'm Zoe. I'm the daughter.
And yeah, we're very excited to be starting this together. The idea came about when Zoe was around 8 years old, and I have been introduced to Gilmore Girls. I know, a little late in the game, but somebody's like, you guys are literally Lorelai and Rory. So I went and watched it, and I'm like, oh, I would love to do a 1-month backpacking trip with Zoe when she graduates. And it came way too quickly. I thought I had all this time. I did, however, save up the money, but now the time is upon us. And so I went to Zoe not that long ago. I'm like, do you want to do a podcast where we watch the episodes leading up to when the Gilmore Girls go to Europe, and we can plan our trip and talk about it and share it with you guys. And it's mainly a bonding experience for us, but if you happen to join in on our little chats, then welcome to the family. We're just really excited to be doing this. So yeah, that is what this podcast is all about, the Where You Lead. And I guess we should give a bit of our story.
Yeah, what's our story?
Well, our story is when I was 17, I got pregnant. Whoops. Uh-oh.
Yikes.
How'd that happen? And obviously,
I don't think we need to talk about that.
Sassy. Obviously, as you can tell, I kept her and have raised her, and I did okay.
Hi.
And now here we are. So I think I had you 4 days after prom.
Yeah.
So literally barely made it out of high school, but I did graduate. So go me.
Woo!
And
That's
then,
my mama.
Yeah, that's my baby. And yeah, we've just been, unfortunately, we had to grow up together because I was still a baby. Mm-hmm. But it's just been you and me for most of that ride, and then obviously a huge support system. But now we are here. I didn't kill her. She is still alive and well and in grade 12.
Yeah. Ooh, scary.
And yeah, how it is scary.
Very scary.
Talk about that for a second. Are you excited?
I'm still unsure of what I'm going to do after I graduate, so that's very daunting, but grade 12 is proving to be the best year of school I've had so far.
It's been, 3 days?
It's been like 2 weeks almost.
Well, okay, so what are you taking?
I'm taking psychology, law, philosophy, English, AP European history. Did I say psychology?
You did.
And then two art classes, including ceramics, which I'm very excited about. It's a good way to end my day since a lot of my classes tend to be pretty difficult. So I don't know. I'm enjoying my studies. I have never gotten the chance to actually pick classes that I'm entirely interested in. So this is a good year. No math and sciences, and that's all that matters.
Boo to math and science. I haven't used it since grade 12, and I turned out just fine. Well, I'm very proud of you.
Thank you, Mama. Proud of you too.
So that's kind of what this is all about, and that's kind of what we're about, and you'll get to know us a little bit more as we continue doing this. It's going to be messy and imperfect because none of us have done this before. You're probably going to hear our cats, and so I might as well introduce them to you now. We have Fanny.
Huge.
Fat Fanny, as we like to call her, and then Sweetie, and so you'll definitely hear them meow and come and say hello.
Sweetie's definitely the loudest.
Yes, she is, and Fanny just wants all the food. But yeah, so we're going to start off by doing episode recaps, and then we have some fun references, and just welcome to hanging out with us. All right, so we got the Gilmore Girls Season 1, Episode 1, the pilot episode. In the cozy and quirky small town of Stars Hollow, we meet witty single mom Lorelai Gilmore and her very smart 16-year-old daughter Rory Gilmore, who share a very close friendship-like bond. Rory gets accepted into the prestigious school Chilton. Initially, this sparked joy, but then Lorelai gets the bill for tuition, and Rory catches the eye of the new mysterious boy at school. Lorelai goes to ask her wealthy, estranged parents for the money she needs, and they agree, but on the condition that every Friday, Rory and Lorelai will join them for the family dinners. Lorelai meets up with Rory afterwards, where Rory proceeds to tell her she's no longer wanting to go to Chilton, sparking a fight. Sparking a fight. The fight is unresolved as they walk in to have their first family dinner with Richard and Emily. It does not go well, as
No.
both parents end up criticizing Lorelai's life choices and Rory overhearing that Lorelai had asked for the money for Chilton. The episode ends, however, with an unspoken apology, a decision to still attend Chilton, and a good cup of coffee.
Ooh.
All right. Well, right off the bat, I wanted to talk about the very opening scene where they both get hit on.
By the same guy at the cafe.
By the same guy in the cafe, because I was like, oh, we can relate
Yeah, we've been there.
to that. And this is not, I need to be very clear, this is not a mom bragging moment.
Sure.
I do, well, I'm not going to be upset about us getting compared to being sisters at this point. Thank you. Thank you.
I might get a little upset.
Yeah, that's fair. You're allowed to be upset. But at 35, I'm like, oh, you really shouldn't. Keep lying. Keep lying. Thank you.
We look nothing alike.
I know.
It's not, I'd love to look like you, and you are very young and beautiful, but I'm sitting there and I'm like, we don't look like each other.
I know. I agree. But I'm still very flattered. But yeah, I just thought that was very, very funny. And we're usually just as sassy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And the fact that he doesn't even assume that they're mother-daughter at first.
No, but-
Something we're very used to.
Yeah, but it's very, very fair. It's only weird when we're just like hanging out and then they're catcalling us. I'm like, that's my baby.
Yeah, that's gross.
I'm like, you don't know that she is a minor. I will fight you. But I really love the line, "Are you my new daddy?"
Yeah,
Like,
that
that's
one
so-
was funny. I debated putting that down, but I was like, oh, it's 5 seconds into the show. I can't put that as my quote.
No, it's so good.
It's
so
funny,
good.
though.
Maybe not we are going to have a segment where we talk about what our favorite quote of the episode was.
Yeah.
But yeah, it just reminded me of you.
It was very
I'm
silly.
like, that's so something that Zoe would do. But yeah, so I thought that was a funny opening sequence. This show is so full of references.
Jam-packed. It's like a Bob's Burgers episode.
I'm like
it's crazy.
trying to keep up. Like right off the bat, we had RuPaul doesn't wear this much makeup.
Yeah.
I'm always loving a RuPaul reference.
Always. My queen.
And when Luke is being grumpy to Lorelai when she asks for coffee, she calls him Officer Krupke.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, that's really, really funny. So many quick references.
Very you
but
with
those-
your ADHD always quoting stuff.
Oh my goodness, like a tick almost. I can't help but put in the quote that the movie is from or sing the song that it reminds me of. And then
Always singing.
always get a really odd look from people, but it's like it has to come out of me. I will absolutely explode.
You will combust.
I will combust and burn. But yeah, I wanted to ask you some questions about the episode.
Okay. Yeah, I was not nearly as prepared as my mom. I didn't know we were preparing questions, so I'll come up with some as we go, but
Let's kind of go in order of like the things that were like I was seeing as it was coming about. So Lorelai goes and asks Emily for the money. Do you think that Emily was in the right to ask for Friday night dinners?
oh, absolutely. And I knew that was something that we were probably going to touch on.
Yeah.
I know that they have their difficult past, and I'll learn more about that as well the further we get
Yeah.
through. But I completely understand that even though she had a rough relationship with her daughter, that's her granddaughter. And she wants to love on her grandbaby, especially since she didn't have Lorelai for so many years of her life. And I completely understand that if she's going there and she's asking for what I presume was $5,000, because she said that's a lot of
Minimum, yeah.
zeros after that 5, then absolutely she's in the right to ask for one phone call a week to catch up and one dinner a week. That's nothing. That's an hour or 2 out of your week, not even.
I totally agree. I think putting it on the Friday where I was just like, people have lives and plans on weekends. Like, how is somebody supposed to withhold every Friday night? Because not that we're trying to jump ahead, but there is a time when they're not able to make the Friday and it becomes a big stink.
Yeah.
And so that was the only thing where I'm like, Friday is kind of tricky, but yeah,
That's such a grandma thing to do, though.
it is a very grandma thing to do.
Stop mocking me. She mocks the way I say words. It's not kind.
No, the way you say grandma. It's so cute. For the record, we are very close with my mom. This is the one area where we can't really relate.
Yeah.
My mom was my saving grace through raising.
Raving.
Anyway, yeah. So shout out to my mom. I love you.
Shout out G-Ma. Love you.
Wouldn't be here without you. So thank you so much. No, I totally agree though. Let's talk about Dean.
Can I can I do the W and L segment can we touch on that? So my mom and I have decided to do this thing. I've implemented this to give it a bit of a younger touch to the podcast. Every episode we're going to be awarding a W and an L on who took the L, who took the W.
Yeah, who took the L, who took the W.
Yeah,
That's what I
taught her
this.
that. So if you're not sure what that is, a W is a win and L is a loss. So my loss, the person I think that should take the L, is Dean. I forgot.
What did he do this episode?
I have a list. Let's see here.
Okay.
He's unattractive and pretentious.
You don't think he's cute even a little bit?
I'm a guy who wears a leather jacket, but I still read books. It's like, okay, sure.
You would not have survived
then
the early 2000s with the boys that we were given. Like,
well, even in Supernatural, he was never my favorite.
Chad Michael Murray, he was the guy with the leather jacket in the books and One Tree Hill. Yeah, you wouldn't have liked our boys.
No. He's too tall. He's got a really long neck. He has a bad haircut. Either keep it short or grow it long. What's that awkward middle thing there? I'm not a fan of that.
That was the 90s.
It's not fluffy enough for him to pull it off. And then also, he's a creepy stalker. He studied Rory's routine every single day and then like admitted that to her.
That is a little crazy.
It was kind of weird. It was a little forward. I like a guy that's forward. I understand why they made a character that's like that, because it's like, oh, shy girl gets spoken to by a forward boy. But I don't know. He just came off kind of like a creepy weirdo. And then he was so fascinated with her reading her book. It's like, girls read books? I've never heard of that in my life. And it's like, okay, Dean, shut up.
Okay.
Not a fan of that guy. He gets my L this episode.
From the teenager about Dean. I already don't like Dean, but I have seen all the episodes.
You have your reasons.
So did the fact that you're not a huge fan of Jared Padalecki?
Yeah, that also plays a role.
Just a little bit.
And it's like, okay, pro gun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We are not that here. Just say no. We're not going to get into politics, but we're not that here. All right. If we are on the whole who took the L and who took the W of this episode, then that kind of leads into some of my next questions, because my big old L is definitely Rory.
Really? That is not what I thought you would say.
Which is funny, because I know you're going to be like, well, of course the mom wouldn't be happy with the teenager in this episode. But I did not... The way that, like, Lorelai did nothing to her. She comes right on in, super mean, really miserable, out of the blue, doesn't want to communicate it, and then also lies about meeting the boy. And it's just like, judging by their relationship up until then and never fighting, it's like, okay, so why would you lie to your mom that you met this boy and then you instantly don't want to go? She's just really, really rude. And I was just like, I didn't like that attitude.
Okay.
I didn't enjoy that. Who did you think I was going to choose?
The dad. I've watched a few more episodes. Like, I grew up kind of seeing the show play in the background. So there was plenty of times in future seasons where I thought that the dad of Lorelai was actually really cool. But he was making meaner comments than the mom was during dinner. I didn't have any respect for that. I thought that you would go with him.
That's a really good point. I think in my head when we were doing this, I was thinking that all the W's and L's were going to be between us choosing Rory, Lorelai, or Emily.
Oh, that makes sense. Like more of the main big
yeah,
three.
So I was like, out of those three, who took the L? But you're right. I was absolutely horrified at what Richard said. And then Emily goes into the kitchen and goes, I think you took what he said the wrong way. How?
Excuse me?
He literally
No.
said you got your intelligence clearly from your dad because your mom's so
Because your mom is a deadbeat loser.
And it's just
absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
I do have something about that scene with Rory and Lorelai at the dinner table. So it gets to a point in this episode where after Rory talks to the boy and Lorelai has asked her parents for money, she's having dinner with her daughter, ready to tell her that they need to start having dinner with the grandparents and stuff every Friday. And one of the sections we have on this podcast is teen perspective, where I give my outlook on things, and then Mom, much like right now, gave her mom perspective on stuff. Okay. So this is what I have written down for that. it is so relatable to be sitting at the dinner table with your mom when you're as close with her as I am, and you both know that there's something that's not really being said. You don't know if it's anything personal or if something happened at school, and the mom's like trying to push to find out, and the daughter's like, no, I don't want to tell you. But don't get me wrong, yeah, Rory had an attitude. She's a teenage girl. It's what comes with the territory. But I did understand it because, yeah, it wasn't Lorelai's fault. But when you have a mom that you tell everything to and that you're really close to, a mom who warns you about dating and just being safe and stuff in high school, and you know that's a sensitive topic, there are things that'll like happen in your teenage life that you don't want to tell her, or that until you have figured it out and processed what just happened or what's going on, you want to keep private to you, especially because if it has to do with a boy, you want her to know that you have it under control, that you got it, that you've already figured this out, that you're responsible, that you can be trusted. And Rory has clearly never gotten hit on by a boy, never had anything to do with that, very focused on her studies. And here she is with a boy with a leather jacket who's clearly bad. He's out of town, you know, and she probably knows that her mom wouldn't be the biggest fan. You better ride a motorcycle. Yeah.
You're going to throw your life away. You better ride a motorcycle.
I thought that was so funny. But I completely understood Rory because her mom's like pushing her, like, why are you being like this? This isn't what you're normally like. And then Rory's dealing with the feelings of, well, I don't want to be expected to have to always tell her things. I want her to trust that I'm going to figure it out. And I don't really judge Rory for kind of handling this first experience and how to tell her mom about it poorly. I understood that.
I can see where you're coming from. I think that the attitude was much more severe than it warranted to be, in my opinion. But again, she is supposed to be a teenager, and so I can't really judge her for showing up because it's not the way that I would show up, because I'm a 35-year-old woman. So as a teenager, you're right. I probably would have not handled myself with the grace that I would clearly handle
and
now.
Sure.
Yes, no dramatics or nothing
Never,
on my end.
Ever.
No.
Well, and they mirror each other, and I think that's very relatable between the two of us. It's when one of us gives attitude to the other one, then the other one gives attitude right back, and you especially...
What? We don't do that.
Shut up.
Don't share that.
No, but it's very true, and I think, like, even when they were kind of fighting at Lorelai's work later in the day and stuff, she gave her attitude, she gave the exact same attitude right back. It made sense at the dinner table where Lorelai, she needs to know what goes on, and my mom's the same way. If she knows something's wrong, then she needs it to be fixed right in that moment. And Rory, I can relate to her in plenty of ways where that's not exactly what I always need from her. And because it's something you're so used to, being the daughter of a person that's always coming up with these solutions and trying to help you, sometimes it can feel not even overwhelming, but it's just like, I don't want to sit through a solution right now.
Fair enough.
And Lorelai was kind of pushing, and she wasn't trying to be mean or anything about it, but I understand why Rory was like, oh, this is really not something I want to discuss because even I'm confused about it. And then especially she has her future on the line. She's like, oh, well, there's this boy at this school and he's really cute and I want to stay and pursue this, but I know that my mom's going to compare me to her and how she failed growing up, so she's going to tell me to go to this new fancy school. Yeah, but she knew that boy for 5 minutes. Of course, but when you're a lonely girl that has never had an ounce of that kind of attention, of course that's going to immediately get to your mind. I can completely relate to it, and it had happened just that day. She wasn't done processing it. Of course, she was jumping to all these crazy conclusions of, oh, I need to stay home from school so I can be with this boy.
I guess so.
Yeah.
Do you think it was okay, though, that even though Lorelai didn't have to enforce it because Rory came to the proper conclusion herself, do you think it was okay that Lorelai pulled the mom card and said, I'm sorry, but you're going to Chilton?
Yeah, that's fair, especially because she had to let go of her pride and ask her mom for money for it. Yeah. I think that was totally fair.
Yeah, okay. Well, we can agree on that. And I actually do see where you were coming from. Mm-hmm. Thank you for giving me that other little, because, yeah, I guess I was just looking at it as like, if my daughter talked to me like that.
And when I was watching the scene, I knew that was what you would be thinking.
Gonna give
during
you
the
a
scene
what
too.
for.
Yeah.
I am just kidding.
Yay.
With the little info we have, because as of now, I know we know a little bit more about the future. Do you think that Lorelai was warranted in cutting Emily and Richard out?
I think based on the little bit of information that I heard during her discussion and fight with her parents, then sure. I think when those things happen and when you take space from family or friends or anybody in those moments, you never expect it to last as long as it does. Mm-hmm. So I think that played a big role in it. Like, should they have lost connection for that long? Probably not, especially with her having her granddaughter and stuff, because I don't think that Emily and the father are evil people.
Yeah.
But clearly Lorelai was just incredibly misunderstood. So I think it was good that she took her time with her daughter, but I'm glad that Emily is kind of forcing her place back into their lives.
Yeah. I think, again, foreshadowing a bit, because like we do kind of know what happens. They were definitely both quite narcissistic, and coming from a narcissistic household, again, not my mommy, but I'm estranged from one of my parents, and it was far worse. Like, I don't think Emily and Richard are bad people, but there's definitely narcissistic behavior. I do think it's implied that it hasn't been years and years that they see each other, because one of my favorite lines, because we do have a segment here where it's favorite line of the episode, because there's so many good
favorite
one-liners.
Quote or reference.
And it was Emily saying, "It's not every day I have my girls here on a day the banks are open."
The banks are open, yeah.
And I thought that was so funny because, yeah, when even Lorelai goes to ask for the money, it's like, is it Easter?
Yeah.
Is it Christmas? So I think there clearly
we know they
has
see
been
each
contact.
other on holidays, because
Yeah.
Rory even said, she's like, but it's September. There's no holidays
Yeah.
in September.
Because I guess like I had kind of forgotten that. So I thought it had been years of them not seeing each other, but it looks like there was bits of contact, but nothing like how grandma helped raise you.
Yeah, exactly. Well, even the grandpa was surprised at how tall Rory had grown.
Yeah. So at that age, you grow quite a bit in just a few months. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I think there was definitely, and again, we can even ask this question later on down the road, more episodes in, as the relationship unfolds and we see like if that feeling changes, if we think, yes, she was even more so warranted, or no, maybe she was a little too harsh on them. Because she was younger than me when she had Rory. She was 16. So 2 years younger than me.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking it was still probably early grade 11.
Probably.
But
depends on when her birthday
That is really, really young to take off with a baby and make that decision on your own, especially when I was 16. I thought I was so grown up. But now that I'm around 16-year-olds with having you and your friends, and you're very mature, but you're like, I'm like, oh, I was a baby. Mm-hmm. Like, when I was having a baby, I literally was not all grown up like I thought I had been.
Yeah, well, her mindset with that is if she stays and she has that baby with her parents and raises her child, Rory, in that kind of environment, then she knows for a fact Rory is going to face the exact same treatment that Lorelai had to face growing up. But at the very least, you know, if she runs away and raises Rory on her own, then she doesn't know exactly how she's going to, excuse my language, but fuck up, because hopefully, in her mind, it's going to be different than how her parents did it, because they're not involved, and they can't control Rory's life the way that she knows they would have.
Yeah.
And they probably would have ended up raising them like sisters as well. I can't imagine they would have let Lorelai have much say in Rory's life.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. They would have taken full control.
And probably would have kept them both at home.
And made her marry Christopher, which, ew.
Ew.
But we'll get to that when it's time. When it's time. We don't want to jump the gun. Okay, well, since we were going with favorite one-lines or whatever they were. References. What are some of yours? I have two more other than the Emily one.
I have two. I have a pop culture-ish reference, and then I just have a funny line.
Okay.
So early on in the episode when Lorelai finds out that Rory got into Chilton, is that it?
Yes.
And she's going and she's talking to her friend Suki.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the kitchen of the inn. Rory comes in and she says, "You're happy?" And Lorelai says, "Yeah." And Rory says, "Did you do something slutty?" Lorelai says, not that happy. I thought that was silly. I liked that.
Yeah, really silly and very us.
Yeah, and I think it's very cute watching that relationship between a single mom and her daughter who's
Single
close
mom
to
who
age.
works too hard. See, there it was. There, I did it.
Yeah, see?
Sorry.
She's going to do that a lot more.
It's going to happen.
What's one of yours?
My other two are actually like in the same conversation, and it's when they're standing outside Richard and Emily's house and they're still fighting. And Rory goes, so do we go in or do we stand here reenacting the little match girl?
Stop. That was my next one. That's so funny.
And then
I knew you. Yeah, that's so funny.
And then Lorelai is like, and on the way home, you can pull a Menendez.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like,
That was
both
my
those
other one
lines
I
were
was
so
gonna put.
quick and so funny. But I loved the little match girl.
Yeah,
line.
absolutely.
I
Especially because that
actually-
one traumatized you.
That book is sad. Why were they making us read such sad books?
It's to teach you about the impact of poverty on a young girl.
You're very smart. Thank you so much.
That's that Rory coming out of me, guys.
Yeah, that's what that is.
Yeah.
With fun facts, because I want to do some fun facts about every single episode.
Facts, share.
Yeah. So just because we were talking about, what was the thing that made me think? Oh, Suki. So
Love Suki.
if you are an avid Gilmore Girls fan, these fun facts you probably already know, but some of you might not, especially since most of the people listening are probably just our friends and family,
Yeah.
if even that.
Hey guys, love you.
Hey, shout out. But the harpist, Druella.
Oh, so cool. She comes and goes pretty quick.
Yes.
Yeah.
So she was supposed to be Suki.
Was she?
But she was on a comedy show that was very similar to SNL back in the day called
Okay.
Mad TV.
Okay.
And there was scheduling conflicts. And so she chose to do Mad TV and then just do little comebacks as Druella. And then she apparently comes back as like Emily's weird fashion like consultant or something
That
later
makes
on.
sense because she's easily one of the funniest people in that episode.
She's so funny.
She has maybe a few lines, but they're good.
So she was one of my favorite in Mad TV, but she played a character, Miss Swan, who's very politically incorrect now. Like, can't quote that. But it was, it's when, remember when I quote Stuart?
Yeah, no, I knew exactly what you were talking
That's
about.
where it's like, Stuart. Look what I can do.
Was that Canadian?
I
thought it
want to
was.
say it is, but I actually can't
Because it's
remember.
so obscure, I don't hear anybody talking
Yeah,
about that
so I do
anymore.
think it was like Canada's version of Saturday Night Live. So
That makes
that's
sense.
why
That's why it didn't last very long.
It didn't do quite as well, but it
No.
was funny. So yes, that is why she didn't continue being Suki, which is for the best because Melissa McCarthy.
Hello.
I can't believe it still shocks me that is like the Melissa McCarthy.
Melissa McCarthy.
Yeah, but she just plays this cute little bean and not this like raunchy comedy queen in it. And it's just really cute seeing her in this other role. And like, I don't know, it's just funny that
I think she's so funny. One of the scenes I like is when she gets super excited and she keeps working in the kitchen and she threw the rag on the stovetop and it lit on fire. And the guy just came up behind her and put a pot lid over it.
the
He's so used to
choreography
it.
of that whole scene.
Yeah, of her
is
in the
really
kitchen,
good. Like she
'cause
moves
she's such a
and doing
klutz.
this. Yeah, it's so funny.
I love it.
Yeah. The other fun fact I had, if I can learn how to read.
A single mom who works two
Lane,
jobs.
the best friend.
Yeah, of course, love Lane.
Yes, we love Lane. She was 27.
Yeah. It's those genetics.
Those genetics.
Mm-hmm.
Like she 27.
She is, when you really focus on her in the episode, she is very clearly much more grown up than Rory.
Sorry, my cat Sweetie is having a nightmare and she's like sneezing in her sleep. So
Is
yes.
that her? No way.
It's,
Oh.
so she's little paws are going in her little tree.
Oh, that's so
Anyway,
cute.
Sorry about that.
No, but Lane is very clearly older than Lorelai. I mean,
Yeah.
Rory. Well, Rory.
Yeah, than Rory.
Yeah. Same thing.
But she might be the same age as Lorelai, as Laura Graham.
As the older, probably close.
Yeah. I'll have to look that up. But yeah, I just thought that was fascinating. I'm like, oh my goodness, she's like, well, I'm 35, so she's not almost my age, but she's closer to mine than yours, and she's supposed to be playing yours.
She's not much closer to yours than she is mine.
Yeah.
She's 27.
Yeah.
That's 10 years older than me.
Okay.
And then that's
So it's 8 years. Thank you.
I'm
closer.
just saying.
That's closer.
But not by much.
By plenty, by so much. You Rude girl.
Just saying.
Luke was originally supposed to be a woman. I know. I don't know.
We could have had a female-dominated show.
Yeah, but I didn't deep dive into that one too much because I was like, obviously it wouldn't have been progressive enough at the time
to make her a lesbian.
to make Laura Graham a lesbian. I don't think if we were robbed of that.
Well,
then
I don't know.
I'm
They
quite
make
upset.
a lot of jokes. They're clearly with RuPaul. They're pro.
Well, we can hope. We can hope. But yeah. So he was Luke was originally supposed to be a woman, but Scott, the actor, had too good a chemistry with Laura. So he was cast instead.
That's true. He's pretty cool. I don't know. I've seen him in later episodes, and he definitely, I
But we're not
warm up
talking
to
about
him. But now it's just like still, okay, guy at the coffee house kind of has an attitude.
He does have an attitude. But yeah, so I think Luke was definitely probably the better addition. The thing I find funny about Luke is he doesn't agree with the things that he sells. Like he gets mad at them for ordering burgers, but he makes burgers and mad at them for drinking. Like
I think he just likes to nitpick everything they do.
Probably.
Yeah.
Because he loves them.
Well, also, hey, Lorelai, 5 cups of coffee at the start of your day, little crazy. Tone it down, babe. That's nuts. Where she goes in and she's like, please, can I have a cup of coffee? And he's like, how many have you had? And she admits to having 5. 5? Girl.
I would be a jittery mess.
That's crazy. I'd be crying on the floor, tweaking.
Yeah. Literally hallucinating if I had 5 cups of coffee.
I had 1 cup of coffee this morning, and I wanted to cry through my whole psychology class.
Really?
I was shaking like crazy.
Okay?
It happened. Oh, it happens every time. I know in psychology class, by the time that coffee's done, I'm done for.
Oh, maybe we should get a new coffee.
No, I like the coffee. It's just I don't eat any breakfast in the morning.
Oh my goodness, that's a conversation for when the podcast is turned off.
Hey, if you want me to get through my first 2 classes of the day and get good grades, I need that coffee on an empty stomach.
You don't.
Yes, I do.
There's no logic in that.
No, because if I'm anxious, then I'm working really hard because I'm trying to distract myself from the anxiety.
Oh. Okay.
I think that's valid. Come on, that's valid.
Well, if it works for you, kid, I guess. And then my other fun fact is the first episode was filmed in Canada.
Woo! Where in Canada?
Unionville, Ontario. And I Googled it, and oh my goodness, it actually looks just like Stars Hollow.
Does it?
Where we're going to have to go.
So wait, I didn't realize, but then I guess they don't pan out and show the scenes that they do in later seasons when they do film it in that fake town.
Yes, they do, because they literally rebuilt the entire fake town.
They
practically.
rebuilt
Yeah, you can go visit it. It's literally a whole little village that has been built inside the Warner Brothers studio.
Yeah, I knew that. I just didn't think that they rebuilt it. Why did they switch? Did you look that up?
Oh, it's just way more affordable.
Really? I thought it's better to film in Canada.
Well, but it would be way more affordable to not have to shut down streets of an actual city.
Oh, it was outside.
Well, yeah, because the gazebo's there, like everything.
That was actually a real part of town.
It's in Unionville.
Okay, crazy. I thought it was a studio.
We're gonna have to go visit.
Oh, absolutely, we will.
And then yeah, once they moved it, then the gazebo, Luke Center, all of that is inside a building.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
The streets, everything. So I was like, well, now that I know that it's real and I can actually visit a Stars Hollow-esque place, and it's in Canada.
Woo.
Woo.
Sport Canadian.
Whoop, whoop. But yeah, so those are my fun facts. Our other segment, best outfit.
Yes. Okay, I'm going
first. The clothes are so good in the 90s, early 2000s. I love it so much.
So personally, the thing is, I was like, ooh, I love Lane. In the episodes that I have seen from future seasons, her outfits are always popping. I love them. Easily has some of the best style on the show. But she wore a lot of pink tie-dye this episode, and it's just not my vibe.
That doesn't vibe for you, baby?
Sure, it's very Woodstock. I know she's rock and roll and all that, but not something I'm into. So I have to give best fit to Miss Patty.
Miss Patty?
Miss Patty, hello. This is what I have written down. Big furry red coat, gold earrings, stacked bracelets, long acrylics, and a cigarette in hand. Total diva, and she understands the definition of cunt.
Oh, my goodness gracious.
I love it. She is so cool. And, I don't know. I love Miss Patty in future episodes, but she is a diva. She knows how to serve it. She looks good. I love the outfit.
You made me realize I need to, again, broaden my scope because I was keeping it to like main characters. I wasn't really paying attention to. Yeah. So I actually picked an outfit with Rory.
Okay, which one? Because I was paying a lot of attention to hers.
The one where Dean finally talks to her, she's in like, she's got like black, they're not fishnet tights, but they're definitely like black see-through tights.
Yeah.
With either
black
a skirt
turtleneck?
or a skort and then a red sleeveless turtleneck.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And then army boots, like not quite Doc Martens, but looks very similar to the Doc Marten boots. And then something like tied along her waist. And I was like, I would wear that.
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
I would actually wear that outfit.
She had some cute ones. She was wearing a sweater that was really cute.
Oh, the very first one, the
and
long
Lorelai
white one.
called it a muumuu.
A muumuu.
It looked nothing like a muumuu.
I'm like, give me that muumuu.
I know. If that's a muumuu, then I want tons of them.
Yes, I want
That's
all
cute.
the muumuus. I loved that sweater.
Yeah,
So
but come on, Miss Patty, you got to keep an eye on her.
I do.
She looked really
you're
good.
Totally right. You know what? I rescind my my ballot for best outfit.
Yeah.
And I need to replace it.
I win that one.
Zoe just brought to my attention that we forgot to give our W's.
How did we forget to give the W's?
We only gave the L's. What are we doing? Like I said, this is not professional. This is
No.
imperfect. This is going to be very messy, just like us.
Yeah.
All right, give me your, who took the W? Did I say it right?
Yeah,
Am I
absolutely. You're so hip. Give a W to the camera.
hip? Ooh.
To our podcast listeners, we
are-
signed a W at the camera.
Yeah.
Okay, so W this episode, obviously, Lorelai, absolutely. Poor mama got the weight of her daughter's future on her back and has to swallow every ounce of pride she has to talk to her mom to get some money.
Also stands up to her mom as her mom viciously attacks
As her and her mom dragged, her and her dad dragged her through the mud.
Yeah, all through dinner. And then go and insult her and tell her that she's had a miserable life and like
After we've seen her bust her ass at the inn the entire day.
and she's taken good care of them and somehow pulled that house. That is my dream house.
Oh, gorgeous house. What do you mean you don't make enough money, but you can afford a house like that? Do you know how much money that would be here in Canada?
Well, yeah.
That's crazy.
We need to remember that in the States, that actually would be very feasible.
That's a $4 million house in Vancouver easily.
Oh, in Vancouver? No, that's like 7+ million. But
What?
where we live, that's a probably $1.5 million home. If it was being rented, that's probably a $4,000 a month rent type of home. So actually, maybe that's
gorgeous.
realistic on why she can't afford Chilton, because she's putting $4,000 towards rent.
her house. Well, also let's give her credit for getting Rory that spot in Chilton.
100%.
It was 100. She took credit for it in the beginning. She was joking when she said she'd sleep with the principal, but she was she. But she clearly busted her ass to keep contacting and pestering that school to get her daughter a spot in it.
Yeah, she's a hardworking mom. A single mom that works.
Single mom who works
I feel like I'm going to sing that song a lot during this podcast.
Me too, girl.
She was my W as well.
Absolutely, yeah.
I was so proud of her for standing up to her mom, but also choosing her daughter first over her pride.
Choosing the daughter's school over the daughter's momentary happiness in that moment where she was like, I want to be with the boy.
Yeah.
And she's like, no,
Stupid.
you're going to that school.
Do you know what I've done to get you here?
Also, think about all the rich guys you're going to meet at the rich school.
Well, exactly.
Come on. You got to be like Lane. You got to set up
it's
that
like,
future.
you don't know this yet, honey, but soon someone's going to buy you a Birkin.
Yeah.
Like,
Does someone buy her a Birkin?
somebody buys her a Birkin.
Those are $34,000.
Oh, minimum.
Let's lock in.
Minimum.
What are we doing?
Look into the future, Rory. It's bright. But yeah, well, I'm glad we both had the same W.
Well, who else could have gotten it this episode? Miss Patty.
Miss Patty.
For that fit.
Miss Patty for the fit, because she's so cool.
She knows how to put one together.
You know who doesn't get the W? Lane's mom.
Aw, Lane's mom, you suck. You will continue to suck. You suck.
She has some character growth. I'm going to give her that. But we're not there yet. So for now, the muffins are really good. They're hard. You have to dip them in the tea.
You have to soak them in the tea to make
in
them
order-
soft, but they're healthy for you. That's so disgusting.
It is her own way of demented love.
Well,
but
when
it's
she
demented
said that,
love.
I immediately thought of the baby tea biscuits that we used to eat growing up at Granny and Papa's.
Yeah, but those are delicious.
Yeah, but when they get real soggy in the tea, they're not good.
Oh, no, that's like my childhood right there.
Disgusting.
The digestive cookies?
Yeah, I love those.
Or the baby root cookies. Which one? The arrowroot cookies. Which ones are you talking
Are
about?
they not the exact same thing?
They are not. the
Digestive.
exact
They're
same.
the thing. They're like the biscuits.
The biscuits.
The circular tea biscuits.
Risk it for the biscuit.
Risk it. Ooh.
You've heard that before.
No, I didn't know how to respond, so I just went like, ooh.
Thanks for making me feel stupid. Anyway,
It's my job.
So the other thing that we are hoping to be doing with this podcast is there's so much great music in the Gilmore Girls.
Yeah, there is.
So every episode we're going to choose 1 to 2 songs that we're going to add to a Spotify playlist that we're going to build over the next 12 months before our trip. And then by the end of the 12 months, we'll have an awesome playlist for you all to enjoy, but also for us to enjoy while we're on our trip. And it's just like a little bit of a symbol of the journey through this year together. And so I have 2 songs that I really love.
I think we both can you share one and then I share the other, because I think we have the same one.
The same 2?
Yeah.
Okay, well, obviously we have to do There She Goes.
Oh, come on, The Laws.
The Laws. That is one of our favorites already.
It's about heroin. Fun fact, if you didn't know that, look it up. It's about the
We should
actor's
have added that to
addiction
the
with
fun
heroin.
fact section.
Well, now you got it right here.
Now you know. But such a great tune. So, yeah, I had that one. What was yours?
Mine was I Try by
Macy
Macy
Gray.
Gray. Come
Let's
on.
go.
Let's highlight these lyrics in the beginning. Games, changes, and fears. When will they go from here? When will they stop? I believe that fate has brought us here.
Yeah.
I love that because that is obviously not only what Lorelai has been going through her entire life, especially with her daughter, but now they have reached a point where Lorelai has to not only understand that her daughter is graduating next year. She's going to a very rich school. She's moving on. She's not quite that little girl that Lorelai was used to, but she's also dating boys. And now Lorelai is going to have to deal with boy-obsessed Rory. And we all know that's not a good Rory right there.
No, it's not a good teenager.
Hey, I'm not boy obsessed. What are you doing? Leave me alone. You still got time with me.
But yeah, I remember when I Try by Macy Gray came out, I was very young, 7 or 8, and I did not.
Centuries ago.
Yeah, do you want to live to see graduation?
It's funny.
Rude. I just did not understand it at that very young age, and I have gained a much larger appreciation for it. I love that song. Mm-hmm. It is just so incredible, and Macy Gray is so talented, and I love her unique voice. So yeah, so those are our 2 songs. It'll be under Where You Lead on Spotify, so make sure you go and check that out as we build it.
I also plan on, during our trip, as we're going through Europe, asking strangers the different song recommendations that they have so that we can add those to the playlist as well. And I think it'll be kind of a fun way to collect some memories and see what other strangers think would be a good little jam while you're on the road.
Yeah, and you'll be able to join us and see they must have picked this up while they were in whatever country we'll be in.
Maybe you don't like the song. You think the song sucks. And then we'll just blame whoever we met on the road for choosing it.
It'll be all their fault.
Yeah.
Eventually, we will have more of a segment on us planning our trip.
I have something to add to that.
Amazing.
Yeah, we do have a did we book anything? Did we find anything new kind of section that we were wanting to do? And it's not something I think we will do, but when I was explaining the concept of this podcast to my art teacher at the end of the day, because I was finishing writing my notes for this episode, she did recommend something that she did while she was traveling through Spain.
Ooh.
Very fun.
Do share, please.
And it's called I'm sorry if I'm not pronouncing this right, the Camino de Santiago.
Okay.
And so basically she kind of explained it to me. I don't know if I fully understand it here, but it took her 10 days of walking. So already I know my mom's not into this. I'm looking at her face. But while she was walking, obviously she was doing tourist stuff. She was looking at these different places. She was staying at hostels. She was doing what we were already doing. But you follow this trail and there are seashells. Now, when she said seashells, I didn't know if she meant seashells on the ground, like on a beach, or if she meant statues, because she did show me a statue of a seashell once she reached the destination. But it's apparently just this long walk you go on, and you get to the end, and then they celebrate you, and then you get all this food, and you're led to this like really nice church and stuff.
They all celebrate and sing. I actually that popped up on my algorithm for a couple weeks.
Did it?
Yeah, and it's beautiful. I am not fully opposed, but not for this trip.
Yeah, I wasn't thinking we should do it either.
We are jam-packed.
Absolutely.
We have most of our places picked out.
Woo!
But we have not booked anything yet. But we're at that point, like we need to start looking at Airbnbs so we can kind of share our ideas.
Yep.
And I actually do have an email address I will share at the end that if you are somebody that lives in one of these countries or has traveled to them and has any advice or places that you think we should go and see, please email us and let us know, because we are not seasoned travelers.
No.
She's been off the continent to Honduras. We've been to a couple places in the States, and then I've only been to Ireland and Scotland.
Fucking Orlando. We've been to Orlando.
Yeah, anyways.
Hot. Ew, so hot.
But Disney World. So just to give you kind of like, so we're going to start in London to do some pop culture stuff. Go to Paris. Because I need to have some good
Croissant.
baked goods, just baked goods.
Charcuterie.
Charcuterie.
Baguettes.
That's very good. You sound like Lumiere.
That was the goal.
So yeah, so then Paris, Amsterdam, from
Red light district. Who? Okay. Okay. Red light district.
Yeah, this is what I've raised. Thank you. Amsterdam, and then we're hoping to hit somewhere in Germany on our way through to, I believe our stop was Poland to do Krakow.
Sausage, bread, cheese.
Are you talking about Germany?
Give me that German sausage.
No, I want the pretzels.
German sausage. I'm embarrassed.
Well, but yeah, so somewhere in Germany, but we haven't quite decided where yet. And then we'll go to Poland and Krakow to stop at Auschwitz.
Auschwitz, yeah.
It's a really weird thing to say that is something that we want to go and see, but it's just something that's been very close to both of our hearts.
Mm-hmm.
And I just feel like I don't know, like an honor, like out of a respect thing. So
well, absolutely. Everybody should push themselves to go to these historical sites.
Yes.
And fully reflect on and view what it looked like to be a part of such horrible genocides and atrocities throughout history.
Especially with our current climate.
Never
again means never again. So that's all we'll say with that. But yeah, so we'll do Poland and then down to Switzerland. And I think we were, sorry, Austria. Austria first.
Can't forget Austria.
We are going to Salzburg because we want to do the Sound of Music tours.
Woo!
I don't care if that's cheesy. That's how we grew up together.
Hills are alive. Oh, you're not gonna. Okay.
With the sound of music. You're all very welcome. We usually charge for that. Anyway, then from there, Switzerland. Thinking of stopping in Lucerne.
That.
In Switzerland.
Oh, cool. You can tell how involved I've been in planning this trip.
She's been busy, and I'm a planner. From there, we then head to Italy, where we're going to do Florence and Rome.
Pasta.
I'm just,
Super Mario.
Oh my goodness.
Spaghetti.
People are going to think we're so ignorant.
That's not ignorant. Mario's Italian.
But he's not, but he's from like Japan.
No, the game's from Japan. Okay. Mario is Italian.
Anyway. Florence
over here,
and
guys.
Rome. I think we're just doing the two.
Roman Colosseum, guys. I'm so excited.
I know I'm going to spend most of this trip just crying, because that's what I did when I was in Ireland and Scotland.
Absolutely.
Like Edinburgh especially, just sobbed. Like, it's so beautiful over there.
And we're so lucky to be able to go on this trip.
Yes. Very privileged.
And
I worked very hard.
Yeah, I'm very blessed to have a mama who thought so far ahead in saving money for this and planning this trip. I'm very grateful.
Thank you. We're going to have so much fun. So the email address is whereyouleadpodcast@gmail.com. So if you do happen to be listening and you have any tips or advice on where you think we should stop, or any sites to see within those cities that I've mentioned, because it's going to be a very jam-packed quick trip. We're going 35 days.
Shoot.
But
we're gonna have to work out our course for those backpacks.
Balls to the wall, pedal to the metal. We're just gonna hit the ground running and see as much as we can, because we are not super wealthy people. So getting back over there again, we don't know when that'll happen.
No.
Hopefully it'll happen soon for you, especially who wants to possibly be a au pair.
Yeah, maybe if it takes me there now that I'm getting up to the age of going to university and stuff. I mean, there's so many things I could be doing, so we'll see.
The world is your oyster, my dear. But yeah, that is it. So the final thing is rate this episode out of 5 cups of coffee.
Woo! Okay. Do we have to have the same rating?
No,
we never discussed that. Okay.
Please.
So for me, this was a 4 out of 5 coffee
That
cups.
is exactly what I gave it.
Yeah, because it's not the most amazing episode. You watch it and you know, okay, this is good. I'm going to start this TV show. But it's just the tip of the iceberg. You hope that you're going to get more out of something. And we'll definitely get more out of this. I know that for sure.
It's a really good pilot episode.
Yeah, very good.
It sets a lot of stages. And it's very clear to me who everyone is.
Absolutely.
And
It
what their
sets
role's
all
going to
the
be.
dynamics.
The tension, the relationships. Yeah, you're right. The dynamics.
Yeah.
So I gave it a 4 out of 5 as well because I know there's going to be better episodes.
And you know who everybody is. And especially even with Miss Patty, bring it back to my lady.
Patty.
You already know who she is. Okay, town gossip. Okay, she knows everything about everybody. And I love that. I love that we're not just getting to know the main characters. We're also getting to know these weird townspeople. And we also know from Miss Patty that we're going to be introduced to a lot more townspeople moving forward.
Oh, I love the townspeople of Strass Hollow.
Yeah.
And all their quirkiness. But yeah, I think the final thing I want to share that'll wrap this episode up nicely is the final line of the episode. I can tell I'm probably PMSing because it made me cry.
Oh, my mommy.
And it was Luke looking at Rory and going, "You don't want to grow up to be like your mom." And Rory goes, "Sorry, too late." And
I love that one.
yeah, it made me smile. You're very different from me, but you're also very much me.
I wouldn't be me if it weren't for you, Mama.
So I appreciate you and thank you for doing this with me, my girl. We're going to have so much fun.
We're going to have so much fun.
Yeah. I love you, kid.
I love you too.
You are the Rory to my Lorelai.
And you're the Lorelai to my Rory.
All right, guys, we will see you next week where we go over episode 2.
Yeah, thank you so much for tuning in with us.
Yeah, thanks for joining us. Hopefully we'll just get better and more organized as it goes.
Oh, we absolutely will.
Have a good rest of your week, everyone, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.